Welcome back to the SoBackSports Podcast, and we're so back with another episode. We have a lot to talk about today, and obviously we have our special guest, Guy, down below. What's up, Guy? How's it going, man?
Man, you know what? I can't complain, man. Everything is everything, man. I'm happy I'm here. Bears are 2-2. Cables look like he's progressing. Ben Johnson look like he's trusting him. They're trusting each other. It could be a lot worse, man. We could be 0-4. We could be 1-3, but we're 2-2, man. It was cool to see some bad luck happen to another team on the block field goal once. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's always what we hope to the best outcome, and that was like the next best outcome. We're being 2-2 going into the bye week, especially from that specific start that we had for going 0-2. But before we get into the rest of our topics and the discussions that we're going to be having today, feel free to hit that subscribe button and follow and on socials down below. It really does help us create content like this and helps the channel out a lot, helps Guy a lot, helps my brother a lot as well. So if you're interested in the content that we make and we put out, feel free to hit that subscribe button. Yeah, let's get into it. Like, we had a game last week, and I know it's Thursday and we're starting the new slate of games, but I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts. We kind of heard a little bit from Guy, but Anka, do you want to start it off today and kind of talk about your thoughts on that Raiders-Bears game and, walk us through your instant or I guess a couple of days later reaction to it?
Yeah, for sure. I think this was a really good game. I feel like we didn't start off good with I guess the offense, but defense really showed out and really kept us in it. I really liked how we fought through adversity in the game because not everything was easy for us. And you're playing one of the best edge rushers in the game in Max Crosby, and he really showed out in that game. So he was really good. And then so I'm just saying I was happy with how Caleb responded in the second half. And just how this team responded in the second half, limiting penalties and just driving down the field when it mattered the most. And we really saw that last year too with Caleb and the offense, but it's just really nice to see it actually pay off for once. And then special teams, man, Josh Blackwell has just been amazing for us. He was one of those guys in the Packers game last year where he returned it for a touchdown that gave us a huge momentum in Lambeau. And then, having that blocked field goal kick, which is so good because even if they made it, obviously we have a chance, but it's still really hard with, prevent defense to make it to Cairo range. So that was really huge just to ice the game. So honestly, I just really like this new regime with Ben Johnson. And I feel a new confidence that we can win any game with this coaching staff, with this personnel. And I'm just excited even for the defense when we're going to get back TJ Edwards, Jalen Johnson down the line. Because I think if we start winning games, he's going to come back maybe late into the season when he's fully healthy. And then Kyler Gordon too. I'm really excited to see him playing that nickel position for us because we really need help with the DBs. Even though, shout out to Tyree Stevenson. Honestly, he's playing really good too. And him and Kevin Byard and Tremaine have stepped up. But I'm just excited to see how this defense can be even better. But yeah, I have a lot of confidence in this team. 2-2, ideal. You were facing possibly 0-4. Now you have a 2-2 with a bye week, and to get your revenge game against the Commanders. So I'm excited, man.
Yeah, great stuff. I mean, you made a lot of great points there, and kind of I feel the same sentiments too. But Guy, you want to walk us through your emotions and your thoughts on the results when it comes to this game?
Oh, you talking about the game we just won, or just the next game?
Oh, the game we just won.
I mean, you got to learn how to win ugly. Am I correct? Every game is not going to be, we're up 21 points to 3 points to 10 points, and then we score in the third quarter. Now we're up 28-10. A part of growth of a football team and a young team is that you have to learn how to win ugly while you're young. You know what I mean? So these games where they got to squeak them out 25-24, or maybe a 28-24 game. This is what you want to see. These are the games where you learn who has heart, who has audacity, who has mental toughness, physical toughness. So the games we're seeing now, and we pull one of these wins out like this, to me just sets the tone for a culture that you can win smash mouth football. You can win in the trenches. You can win with Caleb bringing you up the field in the fourth quarter with only a couple minutes left, and he making a dart to Umaduze. then punching it in with DeAndre Swift. Like, you have to have games like this to where you can say, you know what, guys, we've been in before. We know we can do it. We know we can out physical team. We're mentally tough. Let's win. Let's get a W and just gut it out. So that was the most important thing to me. Like, you want to see them not struggle on offense and not have, get 4 turnovers and we only scored 24 points. Like, we should have blown them out. But we're at a point in this offense and this team where everything is still young. So the fact that they can come through under Ben Johnson with everything he's been setting the standard for about mental toughness, and we keep going till we hit oil. This is one of those games where you can just put an XP point for Ben Johnson and his team as far as winning the tough, gritty game.
Very well said, honestly, because speaking of the game-winning drives and, the clutch nature of Caleb Williams, actually, because I think that's the biggest takeaway in my eyes, along with, Ben Johnson and the coaching staff, putting on a clinic when it comes to clock management, because going back to what Ankit said about, we still had a chance at the end of the game to, if they did make that field goal, we had, 2 timeouts. 40 seconds or so. Like, we had time, and that was some great clock management from Ben Johnson, as opposed to the previous regime where he probably would have kept all 3 of those timeouts and never used them. But at the same time, let's not talk about that. But in terms of the clutch nature of the Chicago Bears quarterback, Caleb Williams, like, you had the Commanders game, the Lions game, where obviously Eberflus messed it up in both of those games. Packers game-winning drive ended up getting in a block kick. Vikings with down 11 and with 30 seconds left and still, made it to overtime. Seahawks essentially, had a go-ahead touchdown, but unfortunately, due to a certain someone who will be nameless, having a holding penalty that negated that. Packers lead a game-winning drive to win in Lambeau, and then the Raiders this time as well. And if you want to count as well, like, this first game against the Vikings, like, obviously it was definitely a huge ask for, special teams and all that to get the kickoff into the end zone and all that.
Yeah.
But Caleb drove the ball down and scored the touchdown to at least, give you a chance at the end to, go for a potential game winner eventually. But it's just that it's such a breath of fresh air knowing that you can have a quarterback that you can trust, that has utmost trust in getting the ball down the field and into scoring range or for a touchdown. That's something that we've been looking for when it comes to a quarterback, and that's what we saw on display. Like, he was a very methodical when it comes to, the drives down the field. He's very accurate, especially when it comes to certain points when to get the ball down the middle of the field. And that's the beauty of it. And that's something I'm really looking forward to seeing him progress into down the stretch of these games, because you're going to have a lot of tough games going into the season. And, these are warm-up games going into that gauntlet that we have down the line. But, let's move on to the next topic and kind of stay on the same subject at the same time when it comes
real quick. I want to just talk about winning ugly, because I feel like Guy kind of mentioned it. I feel like winning ugly is really good for us, because it actually honestly, because I feel like a lot of good teams like for the Eagles, for example, they had they had 4 passing yards and they still found a way to win, running the ball. And Eagles are what, defending champs, 4-0 now. They find ways to win, and the Chiefs last year winning ugly. So even it doesn't always have to be you're throwing for 300 yards, you're having 5 passing touchdowns, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's really good. I feel like we're the maturity and growth of this team it's getting better each week. And I feel like this was a game where we're on the road, finally getting our first Sunday win with his new coach. Ben Johnson's already 1-0. No, 1-1. He already has more Sunday victories on the road than Matt Eberflus ever had, which is just crazy to say. And he's only had 2 chances to already do it, which is really good. So I feel like it kind of shows that this team can honestly beat anybody. I'm not saying it's going to go and beat the Eagles or we're going to go and win the Super Bowl or anything, but it's showing that we can put a fight against anybody, and on any given Sunday we can win a game because we have the coach and we have the quarterback and we have the personnel to do it. So honestly, this win, yes, it's against the Raiders, but winning an NFL game on the road is hard enough, and doing it in that way and just doing it in a gritty victory where all offense, defense, and special teams needed to come through is just it's really good, and it's a really good sign for this team.
Well said. Well said. I mean, like that's the thing that I really, because if you think about it, like that kind of a game that happened yesterday or like on Sunday, like 99 times out of 100, and I've said this to Ankit as well, like in the previous regimes, whether it was Matt Nagy, I mean Matt Nagy, we could have probably won as well, but with Eberflus, it would have not happened. Like we would have most 99 times out of 100 lost those games, or you could even say 100 out of 100. But you know, that's something that needs to be coached. But when it comes to, you know, maturity and trying to grow and trying to improve, like on a lot of aspects, you're going to have those games. But the one thing that still needs to be improved on this team is definitely the penalties and, you know, being, how do I say this? Like making sure that you're on, like your head's in the game. That's the main thing because, you know, that can kill a drive. So many times we saw like holding penalties, you know, false starts, you know, line of scrimmage penalties. Like those kind of things can kill drives and kill any momentum you could potentially have to win games. So I just wanted to kind of ask you, Guy, like what are your thoughts on, you know, Ben Johnson, who time and time and again in the press conferences mentioned how we need to clean those up. We need to, you know, make sure that we're practicing like a championship caliber team. Like, what are your thoughts on Ben Johnson and how well he's doing that so far? And can it be more improved going down the stretch of these games?
I mean, you got to look at the, you know, is it a personnel issue or a scheme issue? To me, it's a personnel issue. At some point, you just can't do it. Like, you can't do it. Like, the guys on the offensive line can't do it. So if you can't do it, I have to get somebody else in here that can. You know, in very simple terms, because, you know, what's going to be an excuse when it's week 9 and we can potentially get into the playoffs if we beat this certain team and Jonah Jackson is doing this and Cole Kmet is having false starts. Like, at some point, it's like, bro, you should be way far along with your IQ and your ability to stay on the line of scrimmage or wherever you need to be lined up at and not get a flag. So to me, it can improve if we got guys that's like mentally tough and mentally able to improve. A part about being great is that you have to have the ability to adjust, the ability to practice well, the ability to absorb what you're being taught from a coach or a teacher or a supervisor. You have to have the ability to turn what somebody's teaching you, and put it on the field. So if I'm the coach and I'm constantly seeing certain players making the same mistakes, at some point I got to question, is this guy going to be on my team down the road? So hopefully this is still an evaluation season for a lot of these guys. Cole Kmet is not out of the he's still on the hook. You got Jonah Jackson, he's here, but he's not probably going to be the right guard that we really need for the future. So all these stuff is just guys that's been doing it for a while, but they should be better, but they're not. So to me, the penalties are the penalties. You are the team that you put out there, and we can improve. We got a bunch of games left, but do I think that they're going to actually improve to the point to where it can stop being a problem? I don't know. But I know if I'm a coach of the team and certain players continue to do the same shit, excuse my language, I'm sorry.
No worries.
Yeah, you're going to be off my team. Like, it's just not – I'm not going to keep teaching you the same things. You're not a rookie. You've been in the league. You got maybe a second contract or your first contract. I'm not going to keep babysitting you. Like, I want excellence. I want guys to be perfect. I don't want to keep losing momentum and yards because you guys don't know how to get lined up. So I just don't think Ben Johnson is going to have patience for it, especially from veterans on this team. You know what I'm saying? The veterans on this team, they're not going to get any slack. The young guys, yeah, but the veterans, hell no, man. I don't think it's going to get that much better, but I hope it does.
I mean, if you want to take a look at what Ben Johnson had to deal with when he first started in Detroit, he didn't necessarily have the team to kind of work with, especially when Detroit was initially trying to build that team that they currently have right now. Mm-hmm. Whereas Ben Johnson, in his first time as a head coach, has a lot of things to work with. He has, a lot of veterans, like a lot of people that have, been in the league for quite some time, like DJ Moore, Cole Kmet, et cetera. And then you also have Caleb Williams going into the second year, Roma Dutse going into the second year, but rookie is Luther Burden. Like, he has a lot of tools to work with and kind of like evaluate. And the thing is, at the end of the day, this, like you said, it is a evaluation period for who you got on your roster, who's going to make the cut. Like, who the 53-man roster was just the first iteration of the cuts, and then as the season progresses and then going into the next season, like we're going to just make some tough decisions going down the stretch. And who's going to be on the team going forward long term, because you're trying to get younger as well, because contract wise, like you're trying to maximize as much as possible to be in that championship window. And I think with this team, like you have to evaluate in that aspect who's willing to, or is not only just fighting for a contract and fighting for, this team to improve on a day-to-day, a week-to-week basis. And that's something that I really respect Ben Johnson, because, we heard news like after the game pretty much that he benched Braxton Jones for Theo Benedict, because Theo Benedict in his first start had a great, like he actually did pretty good. If you look at the PFF and look at he had like 0 sacks allowed.
I saw the film, man. He was handling it. Like he was just handling it. Like, and that's what you want to see. And you don't want it to be a fluke. Like, man, I hope this isn't a fluke, because
I hope not. Yeah.
I hope it's not a fluke, and I hope we can keep him as left tackle, because it's a position that we need to be solidified. Then Trapillo looked like a monster. When they put him on the right side against Crosby. So you hope that's not a fluke. Like, I just hope none of this stuff is a fluke, and I hope these guys get better and better, and then we can get off Ryan Poles back a little bit and give him some grace for getting these guys. And you got to trust Dan Rochard, but you got to take the good with the bad, and you got to hope these guys are not just flashes in the pan 1 week heroes, man. You want to see consistency from these picks. So if Theo come out the next game and he has high grades at the left tackle, and Trapillo has another grade at the right tackle, or even a good game, not to be great, but a good game to where Caleb is clean. Caleb is not getting sacked a lot. He's not getting hurried like you see him getting off passes. This is something you want to look forward to in your future. So you need at least, to me, you're going to need at least to see these guys for like 3 weeks straight, 3-4 weeks, at least a month, to be like, you know what, Darnell Wright, we're going to move you. And then it's an issue with the offensive line, because Trapillo was looking like a guy that's, if that wasn't a flash in the pan, and Darnell Wright is looking to get paid, and he gets to be at the left tackle, you got a guy that could play left tackle and Theo. Then you got Darnell Wright who could play left tackle, which will work out for him to get paid, right? Then you got Trapillo on your right. So it's like, it's a good problem to have if these guys can keep it up week to week. So we got to cross our fingers and be like, hope they can keep it up for a few more weeks so we can get a little bit more consistency and see them actually playing real reps. So, but yeah, man, Theo and Trapillo 1 week, we give them their praise. So hopefully after the bye, they come back and do it again. Because I don't know when Darnell Wright's going to be back. Is he supposed to be back soon after the bye?
Yeah, he probably should be back. I haven't seen the injury report, I guess, because it's the bye week. But
that's a good question, Claus. That's a good question.
Yeah. Claus up, bear down. Shout out for you to hop into chat. Yeah, this is a really good thing. Like, let's go back to this one first. Like, Theo is a Band-Aid for now. Yeah, I agree. Like, we haven't seen enough, but it is substantial, because he did go up against Max Crosby, who is one of the best, if not probably the second best edge rusher, or fighting for a second, I guess. But that's for your first game as the starter to go up against Max Crosby and tasked with that. He did a great job in that. And yes, you can say that it could be a fluke, but at the same time, like, Max Crosby is a dog nonetheless. And, he's essentially the D-line for them. And, while there was a lot of batted balls when it comes to Caleb throwing but that's just because Max Crosby is insanely good at the end of the day. It's not like the offensive lineman can prevent Caleb from throwing it right at Max. You know what I mean? You can only do so much with that. And I'll get to Ankit as well when it comes to his thoughts on this. But I wanted to kind of give my thoughts real quick before I end up forgetting. But, speaking of right or left tackle, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, like, if Darnell Wright can play left tackle, it will have like a Tristan Wirfs. I'm pretty sure that's how it became. He was like originally a right tackle and then moved to left. We could have our own Tristan Wirfs coming through. Like, I would love that. And if anything, that's probably why. And I'm probably being a conspiracy theorist right here, was like that's probably why they didn't go crazy on the left tackle spot in the draft, because there was not many. And why would you want to see who you have on your roster at the moment? So, I don't know what their logic in is. So it's kind of questionable at sometimes when it comes to this front office. But, if that's the case, and Darnell Wright can be left tackle as well, and we can kind of have a rotational piece when it comes to Trapillo and Theo Benedict potentially, like at the right tackle spot, that would be beautiful. And we can add more depth in the draft down the line. And Claws Up Bear Down says, Canada has 0 SEC titles. Need an SEC. Yeah. That's honestly, you know what? You convinced me there. That's a fair point. So like you need someone like that. But let's talk. Let's ask Ankit for his opinion. What's your opinion on this whole situation for the tackle spot?
I feel like Max Crosby, like judging him against Max Crosby is like kind of like in his first start, it's like kind of criminal. Because I just think, he's one of the best in the game, right? Even Caleb said that, like, that's like probably the best player he's ever played against. So, but I think he held his own. But Max is always gonna make some plays. So I'm not like gonna be mad if like he gives up like a sack or two to Max because he's that good of a player. But honestly, I think Darnell Wright's really good. Yes, he's had a lot of penalties here, but he is our franchise tackle. He's been one of the bright spots in our offensive line. So I'm really happy about that. I think if that'd be cool if Darnell Wright could play left tackle. I mean, I feel like that's more of an importance than right tackle. But if he can't, it's fine. We know what he is as a right tackle, and obviously maybe in the draft, like we can find a guy that's good in the draft and get an offensive lineman, or an edge. Something we still need. But I think I don't know. I don't really know what the Canada thing is. I'm not really tapped into.
Because Theo Benedict's from Canada.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he played.
Yeah, football player.
He played fine. I think him and Ozzy could really fight for that tackle spot, and because I think Darnell Wright will be back. With the bye week too. I think honestly our team's gonna be really healthy. The only thing a guy I think is not gonna play is Jalen, which is rightfully so. He needs to come back fully healthy, but this team's gonna be very healthy and very scary, man. Honestly, I see us winning some games here, and we got to first beat the Commanders, though. But yeah, I think the tackle position is honestly not that big of an issue right now. But obviously, we got to see week to week. But yeah, that's my.
Actually, I want to show this real quick. I actually, I saw this on Twitter, and this is a very alarming. This is relevant to the offensive line. Hold on, let me blow this up real quick. So this is the offensive line for the Chicago Bears right now. And as you can see, what's the most telling thing on this? And the caption here is Darnell Wright. Because look at the right tackle spot. Look at the green right here and the right guard spot, the green and that spot. But the left side and the center is what is the big issue. And at the end of the day, like that's why Darnell Wright is so important for this offensive line, because, you have you have a run game that is struggling as well. And we'll get to the comments about the running backs real soon, because that's a whole nother can of worms as well. But at the end of the day, like, the running back, moving to the right side is the most effective versus going to the left spot. That's why having a really balanced offensive line is what's going to be so crucial going into the later part of the season, because you're going to go up against really good defenses like the Green Bay Packers, well, I guess against Micah Parsons. But and then, if the Ravens defense somehow gets healthy, that we're going up against that as well. The Eagles, like, if you're going to be a playoff contender on this team or in general, you have to have a good offensive line to go up against these defensive lines as well. And if the offensive line can A, get healthy, and B, work on the penalties and be able to block, I think we're going to be really solid. But let's move on to the next topic at hand, because that is, what the comments are asking for is the running back position. Because, man, DeAndre Swift, like, yes, at the end of the game.
But I want to go back. Just give me one. Could you go back to the graphic you had about the O-line?
Sure. Give me 1 second.
I just want to speak on this, because if that's the case, and this is accurate, you got your left guard and center. Didn't we pay good money for Andrew Dalman?
Yeah, Drew Dahlman. Yeah, we played a good amount.
Isn't he the center though?
He's our
I'm
center.
saying, but the center is red, right? That's not good.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Then we played the left guard position for Joe Tooney, right?
Left. Well, Joe Tooney. Yeah.
No, I thought he's right guard.
Joe Tooney's right guard. I'm pretty sure because he was like the
Yeah, I think that's
Trey
Jonah.
Smith replaced. Like we were trying to go for left guard is Jonah Jackson.
Okay, so the right guard position is good. The right tackle is good. The center is not. The left guard and left tackle. That's 3 positions on your offensive line, and you paid for the center. The center position is probably the most disturbing one on here outside of left tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not supposed to be happening in the red right here.
Yeah,
So,
that's fair.
That's not ideal for a guy that you pretty much everybody thought was going to be better than what he was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's concerning. That's very, very, very concerning to me.
Oh yeah, exactly. And listen, at the end of the day, like the offensive line is far from perfect, and I 100% agree with that. And there's a lot of concern when it comes to this.
No,
What's up?
This guy corrected us. Yeah, Joe is left guard actually.
Yeah, Tony is the left guard. I thought so.
Oh,
yeah. So the left guard is in red.
Yeah.
The center is in red. Like, yo.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Because Trey Smith played right guard in Kansas City. Yeah, that makes sense.
But from what I've heard, or I've seen statistics on Joe Tooney as well. But this is for the running back spot, like the run game specifically.
Okay.
Now, because in that graphic there was the run game. Because when it comes to the pass game, Joe Tooney is one of the best guards out there. In terms of from an offensive.
Low-key makes sense. Low-key kind of makes sense now because the Chiefs' run game was never that good. So it kind of makes sense. It makes kind of sense. I mean,
yeah. But going back to the running back because that's also a big thing because the run game, oh my God, it's something that's for sure. So actually, let's start with Guy on this one. Then we'll make our way to Ankit, and then I'll give my thoughts on it. But the running game with DeAndre Swift, man, what are we feeling right now?
It's I don't know, man. It's a position that we could have fixed in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
We could have fixed it. I don't understand the reason why we went with DeAndre Swift to be a 3-down back. He's not a 3-down back. He's not a power back. He's a home run hitter. Damn, he might be a scat back. What are we doing? Why is he still here? And the fact that Ben Johnson knew who he was and he's not even playing for the Lions no more, you should have knew this already. You've already dealt with him. So you have to look at Ben Johnson a little bit funny to be like, bro, you already had him on your team before. And you could have seen this coming. So the fact that he's the number 1 running back and we had draft capital to get a running back, that's almost 2 strikes, right?
Right.
Because if everybody in there is as good as we think they are, whether that's the running back coach, whether that's Ben Johnson or Ryan Poles, all you guys are in there. So who the hell didn't make the right decision to get the running back that we needed when we had the draft capital to get him? That might be a Ben Johnson strike for me because you come from a situation with a Sonic and Knuckles and Montgomery and Gibbs, and maybe we giving Ben Johnson a little bit too much credit for those running backs being there. Maybe he knew what to do, but who really knew who got those guys in there? Was it Dan Campbell? Because if it's indication of what Detroit looked like, then Ben Johnson would have got the right running back in here. There's absolutely almost no excuse for us not to draft a running back this draft. But DeAndre Swift, I think he's doing the best he can. What else are we going to do? We paying him a ton of money. But at the end of the day, he's not the guy that's going to wear defense down. So that's just going to allow the defense to get better and better during the game. Tackling him, he don't hit holes well. He always want to go east to west. He doesn't really want to go north and south. So when teams know that, they're going to just keep pushing pressure and pushing pressure. Now you can't run the ball or throw the ball. So the running game, it is what it is because the lack of execution in the draft and free agency to get a real running back behind Caleb Williams to protect him. So you have to give some of this. They have to give a ton of blame to Ben Johnson and Ryan Poles. This is an absolute failure right here to me.
I mean, that is very fair. I mean, before we get into what Ankit has to say, I just wanted to quickly mention, I would say DeAndre Swift, I think from the perspective, I've been saying this for quite some time, and he's not a head down runner that will see those gaps and kind of make his way through and kind of make you miss. At times he will, but he's not a consistent running back there to do so. He's more of a receiving back, if anything. Like, obviously, we saw that in that game that he couldn't, for some reason, he saw the ball and could not catch it. I don't understand how that happens, but but at the end of the day, like, that's how he was used on the Eagles. That's how he was used on the Detroit Lions. Like, trying to force him to be something that he's not is something that I guess they're trying to experiment at this point, and it's kind of like, why? You already know that it's not really going to work.
That's why you got to give him a strike for that, because you already knew what he was. You already knew what he was. And then, Ryan Post signed him before Ben got here. They should have drafted a running back, man. We shouldn't have to be going through this like at all, man.
I mean, they did, but at the same time, like, it was a 7th rounder. Anyways, go ahead, Uncle. Go ahead.
Here's my thing with that. Here's my pushback on drafting a running back. The reason why here's my thing. I actually wanted to draft a running back. I'm not saying they shouldn't have. The thing is, I mean, when the Bears picked Luther Burden, both the good running backs from Ohio State, and, like, honestly, I mean, we're seeing Caleb Johnson right now. He's not that good. So, like, both those running backs were taken. And then did we really want to trade a fortune to get Ashton Jeanty from the Raiders? Like, I just didn't see us really possibly trading up to get Jeanty, even though he's a really good. I think he's going to be a really good running back in the league. But trading a lot of capital for a running back, it just wasn't feasible in my opinion. So I think just a little pushback on that. It's like, I can't really blame that much because where we drafted, like, yeah, maybe we could have traded up to get maybe Travion Henderson or Quinshon Judkins, but they were already taken by then. And I guess maybe we take Cam Scadaboo, maybe, but I don't know. I kind of have to, if we were going to trust Ben Johnson in this process, I'm going to have to trust him here. Maybe we could have done something in free agency, maybe, but I definitely think that, I think it's just someone in the comments said, what running back should we get? Yeah, there's going to be some teams that have some good running backs that are going to be sellers. And I think maybe Devon Achane could be a guy that I really think that could be really good because, honestly, he kind of reminds me of Gibbs in the fact that he's a really good receiving option and he's, like, really explosive and, like, really fast. And then maybe Alvin Kamara, maybe. I mean, he's a little bit older option, so it might not cost that much. But, there's options right now. That's why I'm not worried because there's options in the trade market right now where we can get someone. And I kind of understand why we didn't trade up to get Jeanty now that I think about it. And I kind of understand why, like, it was kind of hard for them to get a running back because two of the good running back prospects were taken before Luther Burden. So it's not like we missed a guy. Like, we purposely didn't draft, like, Trevion or Quinshon. Maybe there's another running back I'm missing. But it's not like they were, like, I don't really defend this Ryan Poles that much, but I kind of have to defend him here because I bet you that he did really want to get Ashton Jeanty because that's probably someone he really wanted. But maybe the Raiders and, like, the asking price to get him was insane where you wouldn't want to, like, risk it. Because, honestly, right now, the Jags are not looking that good. Like, I guess they're playing really good, but trading a first-round pick next year for Travis Hunter is not looking that good right now because Hunter right now is struggling. So we never know with these, like, really good prospects. So I'm okay with it, but I do agree with you. We have to address it during this trade deadline because they're going to, or maybe this offseason because we do need to upgrade for DeAndre Swift. But also I think the run block is also really bad. So I'm going to cut DeAndre Swift a little bit slack, not too much, but I'll cut him a little slack because, I mean, you kind of do need a good run blocking to actually get separation and, like, get yards. But at the same time, we do see sometimes when the run blocking is good and he runs into a wall. So, yeah, that's my whole stance on the running back. I think we do need to get someone trade deadline, but, honestly, it's kind of good right now because it's kind of showing, like, what Caleb can do. But obviously, if we want to really win and be competitive, we cannot just rely on only Caleb's arm. We need to have a run game too.
No, yeah. And if you I'm looking at Tankathon right now just for fun and to see, who, because the Bears are currently right now drafting 15th, which is, it's great because we're not in, like, the top 10. But, Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame, a running back, that's what they're drafting or mock drafting us to get. So I don't know exactly how great it is. He has 341 rushing yards and 5 touchdowns at the moment in the first couple of weeks. So, listen, anything at this point to kind of help us get out. And I do agree as well, because I think, maybe going out and getting like a Breece Hall or a Devon Achane or even maybe a Alvin Kamara for a cheap price. Because say what you want about Kamara's and his age and stuff like that. Like, dude can randomly, like, out of nowhere put 6 touchdowns in a game for some reason. Like, there's always that one game a season where he'll have like 5 touchdowns, and it'll be the biggest fantasy like running back of all. Like, he'll always put up those stats as well. And for someone like as experienced as Kamara is, I mean, I don't think Ben is going to go out of his way and get like a really old running back just to fill a need. I feel like Kamara would be like a Band-Aid on an open flesh wound at that point, because the flesh wound is needing a running back.
Needed surgery.
Yeah, literally. So either go for like a Devon Achane, Breece Hall, who, is showing some, being upset with the Jets organization in general. And then again, Devon Achane showing some, not very happy with how the direction of Miami is going with, Tyreek Hill injury, Tua, and all that stuff. So if by the trade deadline we can make a move for a running back spot, that, I mean, depending on where we are in like seating, is the trade deadline on week 8? I always forget. Is it week 8 or week 9?
We're gonna be fine, bro. By week 8, like, dude, as long as we don't mess up, we're gonna be like 4-2 or 4-3. So like, we'll be in contention.
Yeah, but the question is will we go out and get a running back at the trade deadline?
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do it at this point. I just don't see them doing, unless we're sniffing playoffs. Like your brother was saying, like if we're like 4-3 or something like that, and 4-2 with the trade deadline, they should, because you're just going to make your chances of being more successful at the run game to slow down these teams and maybe get more wins. But if we're not nowhere near that, I wouldn't even waste my time getting a running back, because I just think they should have got it in the offseason and in the draft. But I just don't see them making no changes at the run game right now. I just don't see it.
And that you kind of agree with this dude right here as well, with like, not really focusing on the run game, but also like, the trenches, like getting an edge rusher. Like, I know Austin Booker is yet to make his debut for this season. He's going to be back soon after the bye week, as reports are coming out saying that he's like looking ready to go potentially. So we'll see what happens with the edge rusher position once we get more tape on Austin Booker. But yeah, like D-line help, getting the edge rush help as well is going to be a big asking point going forward. And O-line as well, with like more depth. Obviously we have made some additions, but we definitely need more like younger talent on the offensive line side. So yeah, like 100%. I think Kyle Monunga, we still have to see more tape on him, because I think we saw some glimpses, and whenever he gets an opportunity to get a carry, he looks a lot better than Swift in my eyes. Like, he's seeing those gaps, he's able to make those runs, and he looks a lot. It feels like every time he touches the ball, I feel happy. I don't know why. It's just as long as it's not Swift, I guess. But we'll have to give it time. I really hope Ben Johnson gives him more reps and decides what he really wants to do with Roschon Johnson too, because he's just sitting on the bench for no reason.
He completely fell from grace, man. Like,
yeah,
I don't know what he must have saw Ben Johnson's wife naked or something. Like,
yeah, literally.
It makes no absolutely sense to where he's just riding the bench. Like, what the hell happened? He fell straight out of the rotation, straight from grace. Like, he doesn't get a look at all. And they're not going to come out and say why, because it's a weird thing, man. Like, for Ben to be the type of guy that's like, hey, I'm going to try everything. I'm going to do everything. For him not to give Roschon any type of touches in 4 games, that lets you know that he completely doesn't believe in Roschon at all. I don't know what it is, man. And Roschon hasn't went to the media and said anything about it. He hasn't said anything, to talk bad about the coaching or throw out subliminals and be cryptic. But at the end of the day, you have a healthy running back that looks like he can run between the tackles. We've seen him do it, and he's not playing. So I don't know if that's a favoritism thing. Like, hey, I didn't draft you and bring him here. I'm going to bring in my guy and let him get the running back too, because to my eyes, Roschon, to me, seems like he has a good character. You never really hear about him in trouble. You know what I mean? You never hear about him being disrespectful to coaches. Like, so when you just start to add up the things of why he's not playing, that has nothing to do with why he wouldn't play. You got to look at it like, man, this must be really just a Ben Johnson call. Like, yo, I'm just going to put my guy in, my none guy in, and you get in when you can. And we're going to put DJ Moore at running back number 3 when we can. And we're not going to play you because I'm like, damn. I think it's just more so a preference by Ben Johnson. Some coaches don't play guys they don't want to play. And unfortunately, fans have to understand that, like, man, sometimes coaches, if you're not his guy, you're not his guy. He don't care. He didn't draft you, didn't bring you in here. And if you're one player he don't have to deal with, or he likes his guy better, then sometimes that's what happens too. So I think that might have happened, unless we just hear something else. But I just think Ben just prefers Manun guy over Roshan, and it sucks because he's a healthy scratch and he can help us out in the trenches running the ball and through the tackle. So it's crazy, man.
I mean, according to a clause up, he's a bad special teams player at this point. So.
He's just bro, like for real, like yo. Ben is like, yo, I'm out on him, like for whatever reason, man. And I haven't heard
Devin Duvernay and Roshan Johnson. What an iconic duo, and maybe Luther Burden as well because of the few touches he gets in the special teams. So
and nobody won't ask Ben about. Has anybody asked Ben why Roshan isn't playing? Like you would think that'd come up in there, like Ben, it's hard to get yards, and Roshan Johnson, he's a physical runner. Like, what's going on with him? I haven't seen that at any point in time recently about asking about Roshan. Nothing.
I might have missed it, honestly. I don't recall, honestly, with Ben Johnson mentioning that, because that's also a pretty important part because the run game is a big question mark. So,
that's a question.
If there's a potential solution there. So, we'll do it to one more thing as well when it comes to the defense, and then we'll go straight into the pick'ems. So thoughts on Dennis Allen's defense, and obviously the defense is kind of undermanned right now. They're dealing with a lot of injuries, most notably Jalen Johnson and his injury, potentially being out for the season. Kyler Gordon trying to make his debut still, potentially against the Commanders. So given all these injuries and all the stuff that's happened to this defense, is there some grace for Dennis Allen in his scheme and, not being able to stop the run and whatnot? Like, is he maximizing the defense despite these injuries? So, Guy, let's go with you real quick. And then
he's maximizing what he can, man, because we have a defensive line that's getting no pressure, getting no sacks. I don't know what Montez Sweat is doing out there. He's not getting no pressure, no sacks. Then we got Dio. He looks good on some plays and he doesn't. Then you got Dexter. He cannot stop the running. Like, what are we doing? So if I'm Dennis Allen and I come in, and even under the belief that I can get these guys to play better and be more ferocious than they're not, that sucks. That sucks, because this is the first year of him being here, and he's looking at it probably like, damn, we got to retool the whole defensive line. The whole defensive line, we have to make adjustments and upgrades. Like, Grady Jarrett is old, man. You know what I mean? He already out with a knee. Nobody else is stepping up to the plate. Unless there's some numbers out there, statistics we're seeing right now, I can't really think of none, or nobody can bring them up right now. But as of right now, this defensive line is terrible. This has been a terrible investment as far as the money they've spent on this defensive line. Dexter, he's slimmer, he's taller, but he can't stop the run, can't get to the quarterback. Montez can't get to the quarterback. Like, none of them can. So you asking Dennis Allen to do what? He can't go out there and play defensive line. He can't make –
might as well at this point and try.
He can't make Tyreek Stevenson a defensive lineman. Like, he can't blitz all the time, knowing his linebackers can't cover all the time because his defensive line can't get pressure. So he's being held back because his D-line can't get pressure and sack the quarterback. So he can't send linebackers on blitzes. He can't put Kyler Gordon on blitzes like that. He probably wants to going forward because it's all about the front five or front four up front. So he's doing the best he can. And the fact that Tyreek Stevenson is playing the way he's playing, Kevin Byard is playing the way he's playing in that secondary, man, he's making something out of nothing right now. And I'm very, very impressed about what he's been able to do. The coaches, was it Al Harris, the cornerback coach?
Mm-hmm.
And what he's been able to do with Tyreek Stevenson, getting his mind right, focusing what he need to focus on. It's been what's his name? Sewell.
Noah Sewell. Yep.
He's been playing. He can attack. He can cover a little bit too. He could tackle. So you got a few spots that outside of the defensive line that I've seen that could play. But you have to damn near overhaul the whole defensive line now. Like, there's not one person that's like, he's the starter, he's the engine, he gets everybody else better. You don't see that at all from this defensive line from 4 guys. You just don't see it. And that is an embarrassment of what they paid for and what they believe Dexter is and everything. Like, it's embarrassing, man. And it's now you think about it going forward, they have to replace guys. So how fast can that happen? How soon can we do it? Because now you think about the draft. Who's Billings' draft replacement? Who's Dio? He's here, so he's going to be here for years. Nobody's going to want that badass contract. Nobody's going to want it. Dominique Robinson, like, bro, you have to clean house completely all the way. And that's an indictment on Ryan Post to me. That's just what it is. Like, somebody in the scouting department is not really knocking out home runs as far as guys on the defensive line. Mm-hmm. It's bad, man. It's really bad. It's a whole unit you have to invest. Like, not one guy is your engine. Like, not one to set the table, bro. That's embarrassing, man. That's embarrassing.
Hey, I have 2 things. Actually, I wanted to kind of add before I move it to Ankit to talk real quick. That actually, if you want to think about it in this way, and like if you want to spin it in for silver lining, if anything, the fact that the Bears in general are not, their defense is like in general kind of like a little bit shaky, and their offense is on the rise. That's something we've never really seen, because it's usually
opposite.
The opposite, where it's like the defense always, is always going to be, the old reliable, the tried and trusted, the defense, versus now where it's like, oh shoot, the offense is, at times not doing great. Defense is a little bit shaky as well right now. And I think that just shows you how good, or how the thought process for Hallis Hall and the thought process for the Chicago Bears as a whole going into, into the 2020s is offense. Like, offense is the focal point, and that's how modern NFL teams kind of operate in order to win. Yes, defense wins you championships, but right now, when you're trying to build a culture, you have to have an identity, and identity is usually now offense. But I want to quickly show you something, guy, real quick. Your favorite person is actually having himself a really solid season, from the statistical standpoint. And that is your boy, Tremaine Edmonds, because, listen, I have a lot of things to say about Tremaine this year and even last year as well. Actually, no, mostly last year. But this year, man, like, you got to give him some props, because dude has been on point this year with 2nd in interceptions, 5th in tackles, 5th in stops, 5th in yards allowed, minimum 10 targets, 4th in coverage EPA, 6th in passer rating allowed, 7th in tight window percentages. Yes, I know those are all statistics for individual sake, and there's a whole, plethora of things when it comes to, coverages in general. But if there's someone that I didn't expect this season to have himself a great season, it is definitely Tremaine Edmonds in this game. And he is come to play with the absence of TJ Edwards. And Guy, give me your thoughts real quick, and then we'll get to Ankit's thoughts, and then we'll go into the pick'ems.
I mean, stats are stats, man. But when I looked at the game against the Raiders, he was in his wrong gap. That's why Genty was able to run that long 64 touchdown. Mm-hmm. He has an ugly habit of not being in the right gap. Like, he'll do it. Like, a lot of times he's scared of the contact. He doesn't attack the runner with the ball a lot of times. Just like when Genty, just like if I'm in front of you and you got your back turned for the catch, what's your natural instinct before you turn around? My natural instinct is to come down before you even turn around, to be right there in your run box to tackle you, correct? Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just going to be right there because your back is turned. You really can't see me coming towards you. He waits, and then Genty turns around and he gets beat for a touchdown. Like, that's the things that is very frustrating with Tremaine. Like, the numbers are cool, and that's fine. But when you really get down to what he's able to do and what he's not been doing, he's making crucial mistakes, man. He's making crucial. Dave Wannstedt went in on him on the show the other day. It's like certain things are way worse than stats. And like in the game, in the trenches, when it really matters, he hasn't been necessarily that great. But good numbers, man. But like I said, I think he probably would have been better with a pass rush. He might be top 1 or 2. Those numbers could shoot up if we had a real pass rush. So you got to give him some grace. Like, let's just give Tremaine some grace and say that if we had a better pass rush, he'll be a better linebacker. Because those numbers are insane. They're insane. I give him that. But other than that, I can't really diss my man. Man, those are good numbers, bro.
Fair enough. Like, listen, he's I 100% agree with you, and he does have his flaws as a player. Yeah, exactly. But let's quickly talk about your thoughts on the defense, and we'll go into the pick'ems.
Yeah, I've been saying for a while. I think we need another edge. Like, we really do. I think Montez Sweat could honestly be a really good player because I've seen him play really good. It's just he needs help, I'm not saying he's not been playing the best, but, he's only had 1 sack this year. But his production can be a lot better if he has another edge rusher. And I just feel like, it's been a problem since 2022, and we still haven't solved that. Every trade deadline, every, offseason, every draft, we just don't address it, and I'm like, I don't know why, but honestly, I'm happy with the secondary. The secondary is playing fine. Honestly, like I said before, like, it's a testament to the defense when you don't have 3 of your starters and you're still causing turnovers and you're still keeping your offense in the games. So other than the one against Detroit, the defense has honestly held itself in most of the games. So honestly, week 1 is just the offense just collapsed. Week 2, everybody collapsed. Week 3, defense played really well, offense played really well, and then week 4, everyone played well. I mean, offense didn't. Defense picked the slack up for the offense, and then which led the game winning drive and like the game blocking field goal. So honestly, like I think the defense has played fine. I think Dennis Allen, Al Harris, all the defensive coaches have been fine. So
me too.
Honestly, just make some adjustments. Have some players come back like Kyler and TJ. Honestly, with TJ Edwards, I think Tremaine will play even better. So, because I think TJ is our best linebacker. So, I think if we have them back, I think this defense can be really scary. And then once you get Jalen Johnson back, it can be even more scary because he is, when healthy, one of the best corners in the league. So, I'm not really worried about the defense at all. Maybe, if there's an edge on the market, this trade deadline, and you see someone that, for the right price, you can get, honestly, I would go for it. I'm not mad that the Bears didn't go for Micah Parsons like before. Like, I mean, I don't think we're ready for that big of a move yet. We need to build a culture. I think Green Bay already has that, so they want to go and risk their future and get Micah, who's a really good player, and pay him $47 million. By all means, do that. But I'm not saying do a move like that, but do a move that makes sense for this team, makes sense for this roster, and makes sense for the timeline of the team too. As much as we like it, the Bears are playing good, but we're also a very young team, and you don't want to give up a lot of our draft capital just to have a shiny name per se. But
yeah, I mean, and like this comment says, like Parsons really has a tough time like stopping the run as well. That's a big flaw in his game when it comes to like that, and it's not like a Khalil Mack or a Crosby kind of type player. So completely understandable. I think we have to also see how good Austin Booker is because he's going into year 2 now. So we'll have to see and evaluate that. And once we can evaluate what he's able to do and capable of doing in year 2, I think then after that we can have the conversation of, do we go out in the market and get an available edge rusher? Because as of right now, no notable edge rusher is necessarily available that's already been developed and ready to leave a team yet. So, you have to look at that into that, or you have to wait for the draft pretty much.
Then you had Shamar Turner and you drafted him in the 2nd round. So
exactly.
What is he doing? So it's like it's way more question marks than answers right now. And if I'm Dennis Allen, I'm looking at it like, man, it's a ton. This whole defensive line needs to be reworked because you can't stop the run, and you can have an edge rushers all you want, but you got to have somebody in that middle that could stop that run, man. And we really, really don't. And it's crazy. It's really crazy. But I agree with you guys. I'm not really that concerned about the defense because I think Dennis Allen, once he gets some more weapons, he'll be a better defensive coordinator. That's just who he is. He'll just be better work with what he got. But ideally, he needs a defensive tackle in the middle of the line, and a pass rush. Like, so we could, man. It's just tough, man.
I think in general, this is our evaluation year, and I think your first year under a new regime, it's always going to be like, all right, let's see, what we have, and we'll bring in some of our players as well, and from there we can kind of make an evaluation and see how we do this year. Not only that, how we do, but also, oh shoot, did we just score a home run? Oh shoot, we did. Oh, nice. And evaluation year. And see what your personnel is, how well they do in that 1 year. And then from there, you make the decisions of like, okay, now that we have a year of film under our belt, let's see what we can do going forward and what we need. Our draft strategy is going to be and our offseason strategy is going to be as well.
What did PCA just do? I'm sorry, did somebody hit a home run or something?
Yeah, Michael Bush.
Bush, let's go, Bushy. Let's go, Bush. Yeah, go Cubs.
Oh, no way. Oh, let's go. Oh, boy. Dude, the fact that the game is going on right now.
Nico Horner, bro. He is our best hitter.
Yeah, literally. Just try it, everyone. Okay, but let's go on to the one of the main events of this podcast and kind of wrap up the pod, and that is the Pick'ems. The game today, the San Francisco 49ers, Los Angeles Rams. I think, let's do quick fire and give like one or two thoughts for each of these matchups for each of you and each of us. And let's start with Guy and go our way up.
I'm going to take, man, you see, this is the 49ers. Man, they're learning how to win without everything being perfect. That's a scary team, man. And the Rams, they look good 1 minute and Stafford and all that. So this is going to be a toss-up. I'm going to give the game to the 49ers. I'm going to say the 49ers.
49ers, okay. All right, then what do you got?
Yeah, I got that's just that's an interesting take. I think the Niners have played great football.
They got McCorkle Jones now. They got Mac Jones starting.
Here's the thing, though. They're playing a Super Bowl contender, the Rams. It's in Los Angeles. Yeah, give me the Rams. Like, it's gonna be, honestly, I'm being so serious. It might be a slaughter. I'm not. I think the Rams are just that good. Like, they're gonna slaughter the Niners.
Puka's having himself a year, dude. He already has 500 yards in 4 games. Like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah, I got the Rams.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can have Shanahan, and I personally think the Rams are gonna win.
Yeah, but they don't have Ricky Pearsall. They don't have Juwan Jennings. They don't have Kittle. Like,
they literally have no one.
Going to catch up to him. I see what you're saying. I got you.
Yeah,
I mean, but listen, any given Sunday or I guess any given Thursday.
That too.
Yeah, but
that's true.
That's fair. I mean, listen, guy, 9% of people picked the 49ers, so who knows?
Yeah.
Right.
So this is a London game, or wait, no, yeah, London. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
games are getting real.
Yeah, Vikings are staying in the in international waters right now. So Cleveland Browns are facing the Vikings. Who do you got, Guy?
I'm gonna go with the Vikings, man. I just think they got the better quarterback situation. They got a good defense. They got a better head coach, play caller. You know what I mean? It's a little bit better over there than Cleveland right now. So Minnesota got a defense, Cleveland got a defense, but I think Minnesota comes out on top with the better quarterback situation, better play caller, and better wide receiver. So I'm gonna give it to the Vikings.
I actually think that the Vikings are a good team, but I think that it's going to be Dylan Gabriel's first start. I saw weird things last week where Jackson Dart won his first start. I'm going to give it to the Browns, actually. I think this is – I don't know. I don't like Carson Wentz as a quarterback. I think the Browns can win this game. It'll be a sneaky game. Give me the Browns. Weird things happen on international games.
True.
Give me the Browns to win this. But I would not be surprised if the Vikings win.
I actually had the same thought process for that. I really think that this Browns defense is gonna have a field day against the Vikings right now. The fact that the Steelers had their way with Carson Wentz, it just makes me feel like that the Browns are going to do the same thing. And Dylan Gabriel is a serviceable quarterback at the moment compared to Joe Flacco right now. So, like, the offense should be a little bit more smoother now because Gabriel can actually move versus Joe Flacco, who is, like, not that mobile. So, I mean, I think he's going to be a lot closer. I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings win. Like, genuinely would not be surprised. But I would love to see the Browns, beat 2 out of the 3 NFC North teams. Obviously, they lost last week to the Lions, but that's kind of expected. But yeah, give me the Browns. Raiders, Colts.
Give me the Colts, man. Danny Dimes just found that he's resurrected his career over there in Indiana, man. I like the vibes over there right now, man. You go ahead and give me the Colts, man.
Yeah, you know me, bro. I always ride with Danny Dimes, bro. Give me the Colts to win this game too, bro. They should have literally been the Rams. They literally should have been the Rams if A.D. Mitchell wasn't an idiot who cost them both. They honestly should have had 2 touchdowns because A.D. Mitchell, like an idiot, throws the ball, like doesn't even have the ball when he goes through the goal line, and then does a stupid holding call on Jonathan Taylor. They should have honestly destroyed the Rams, but it is what it is. But yeah, I got the Colts winning this game.
Right.
First matchup that we all 3 of us agreed on who is going to win, and I also am going to pick the Colts as well, and they're going to start the season 4-1. Giants Saints. That's good. That's something.
Oh, this is America's game of the week.
Oh yeah. All of America is going to be watching this one.
Oh my God, give me the Giants though. I'm gonna ride with the Giants.
Giants? Okay.
Yeah.
How about you? Okay.
Give me the Giants to win this game too.
I will be taking the Giants as well.
Right. I like Dart. You saw Jackson Dart out there getting, had a little victory dance up there. So the vibes in New York might be a little bit. They might be high right now if they first win right now.
Cam Scatterboo is good too.
Scatterboo is good, man. He's looking, and then people were telling me that he was trash. No way we should draft him. I'm like, you fans sometimes.
Yeah, literally. I would have been so happy getting Scatterboo, bro. Like
I would have been cool with that. Like, hell yeah, get us a guy that's mean. He's tough. He's physical, man. Like, what are you talking about? Let's get the big fella in here.
Yeah, did we not see them face Texas last year? He was putting on a clinic against them. Like I don't know. I don't know. It just boggles my mind sometimes. Like, I really like Scatterboo, and I'm thinking he's going to do great things for New York. But on to the next one, Cowboys Jets.
Oh man, I think the Jets are due for a win, man. I don't know why. They've been really close all year.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the game that the Cowboys lost, I think that knocked them a lot of air out of them. Like, they might not be able to. I don't know. I'm gonna go with the Jets, man. Just I'm gonna say the Jets. I'm gonna try the Jets.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I got the Jets winning this game too. I've been, I think that they got to win one, right? And I think this is a defense that they can really cook against. And honestly, I said this to my brother after that Dolphins game, because honestly, I like watching the Jets play because of Justin Fields. I really like he's one of my favorite players. Yeah, I've said this. If they limit their penalties, they're a decent football team. I'm not saying they're a good football team. I'm not saying they're an elite football team, but they can win games if they limit their they had to play discipline. They lack discipline right now. So, but I think they can win this game. It's at home in MetLife. Give me the Jets to win this one in a weird way, but I think they get the job done.
I think it's the Jets as well. I'm taking the Jets.
They just go for it, man. They might win.
Yeah, I think Aaron Glenn is actually gonna yell at them so hard that they'll be like, "Oh God, we need to win a game." Because if we don't win a game and we go 0-5, I think Aaron Glenn is gonna kill us. So I think Dallas, they had that.
You want to know an interesting fact? What's the last time a Jets head coach went 0-4 was Antonio Gates, and he was 0-4, and then week 5 he played the Cowboys and they won. So
history he repeats itself, I guess.
I'm just saying.
I mean, hey, listen, if that's the case, it'd be so funny to see Eberflus lose again. That's the thing. I'm always rooting against Eberflus.
Fields,
except for last year.
Fields,
except for last week.
Fields
Yeah.
revenge game against Eberflus. I don't know.
Yo, that's true too. We have a what is it called? Fields versus Eberflus game. And I'm not sure if this is like a full real report, but I think Khalil Herbert is
On the
going
Jets.
is on the Jets
Yeah.
now. So,
That's
dude,
good.
so many former Bears. All right, Denver, Broncos, Philadelphia Eagles. This is an interesting game. I think this is an interesting one.
I think either the Eagles are due for a loss. Like this might be their due for game, trap game.
Trap
I'm gonna go
game?
Denver. I'm gonna go Denver, man. What? Fuck it. Why not? I'm gonna go Denver.
Yeah. What about you, Uncle?
Yeah, I got the Eagles easily taking care of this game, man. I don't think Bo Nix is a good quarterback, and yeah, I mean, if the Eagles can win a game where they only pass for 9 passing yards in the second half, yeah, I don't think they're gonna lose. They will lose. Maybe week 13 against the Bears. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, it's in
That'll
the
be
link.
something.
It's in the link. I got the Eagles winning this game.
Wait, that hold on, I need to talk about it. Can you imagine, like, just for a second, just imagine the Eagles' only loss this season was on a Black Friday game against a Ben Johnson-led Chicago Bears team.
I think they'll lose more than us. Like,
Bro.
Cinema.
Absolute cinema, dude. Like, oh my god, dude! Imagine the narratives on the social media.
Yeah.
Oh my, dude, that would like feed me for like the next 1 year. I swear. Like, oh man, I can only imagine. But I'm taking the Eagles. Like, I really hope they lose. I really do. But I don't really trust this Broncos team as much. I mean, they did have an easy win against the Bengals last week, so I don't know. But oh god. This later game's kind of dookie. It's a mid-off. Miami Dolphins without Tyreek Hill versus Bryce Young with.
Wait, a tie might be in the question here. Okay.
Dude, there's
Give
a
me
tie
the
in this
Panthers,
game
man.
too.
Give me the Panthers. I don't think they're gonna be able to do all of that.
Yeah, I'm taking the Panthers.
Tyreek, even if it was already struggling, now Tariq is gone all the way. I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with the Panthers.
I got Dolphins, man. Like, I think this Tua is better quarterback than Bryce. Like, I'm out on Bryce. Like that guy is dookie. Give me the Dolphins, man. Hey, thank you, Carolina, though. Thank you for that.
Thank you for Caleb Williams and DJ Moore and Tyreek Stevenson and Darnell Wright and how much ever picks you want. Yeah, I mean, I don't like either of these teams. I'll be absolutely real. I mean, if there's a situation where both of them can lose, like, sure, that'd be this would be the game. But I'm taking the Panthers.
This is crazy, bro. 1-3 Ravens against the Texans. 1-3.
They're both 1-3.
Cooper Rush.
Not even Lamar Jackson.
Give me the Ravens, man. Fuck, give me the Ravens.
I'll take the Ravens too. I don't think the Texans can beat them.
Yeah, I got the Texans, man. Like, Cooper Rush is not beating this Texans defense, bro.
Dude,
Texans defense is like that, dude. And the Ravens have the worst defense in the league. I'm telling you, the Ravens are a get-right team to play against, bro. You need a good spark to your offense. You go either play the Ravens or you play the Cowboys. Those are the two teams to play.
Imagine
Texans like running up the score. I'm not even gonna cap.
Imagine early on in the season, and you're saying that it's like before the season started, and you're saying that the Baltimore Ravens are a get-right team to face. Like, you know how insane that sounds already? Like, the fact that that's the case now with – dude, John Harbaugh should be fired, bro. Like, actually. Like, I don't understand what they're doing there. Like,
it's like
13 years?
Lamar played trash last week too, bro.
I mean, to be fair, he had, like, no
fans,
one.
like, always be, like, saying that, bro. I hate Lamar fans, bro. They always – everything else is wrong, bro. It doesn't matter if he has 9 All-Pros, bro. Everything else is wrong, bro, with the team. It's not Lamar. It's always – everything else, bro. Like, no. Harbaugh is a winning coach. It doesn't matter, bro.
Really.
It's not the coach. Yes, he did. He won a Super Bowl.
He won a Super Bowl, what, 2013? That was like more than 10 years ago.
No. Yeah, and he's
Lamar's
a winning coach.
saving his job the past 10,
literally,
12
Lamar
years.
Literally.
Okay, so Lamar last year had 9 All-Pros on his team, and he played bad against the divisional round. The year before had the number 1 defense in Baltimore, played trash. He always plays his worst in when it matters the most. And then all I hear all the time is, yeah, Harbaugh, they stopped running the ball. But I heard that Lamar Jackson was a good quarterback. I thought so. That's what I don't understand, right? It's like it's always the coaching, it's always the defense, it's always the offensive line. It's never Lamar Jackson. But when you look at his postseason stats, he's always been bad. And when we saw him play the Chiefs, who have been struggling, he sucked. Like I'm not always gonna blame the defense, man. Like, and I'm not gonna always blame the coaching. I'm just not. But yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I personally think that their offensive line is really injured.
But
and
it's
really
like, okay,
bad
like,
right now.
okay, but do you give that grace to the other good quarterbacks like Mahomes? Do we ever give that to Allen? Like, Allen doesn't have anybody to throw to, and he makes everyone around him better. He doesn't have a Derrick Henry, and he makes his defense is not even that crazy, and he wins games. Baltimore, he can never win the big games, and that's the problem with Lamar. So I don't feel bad for the Ravens fans. I don't feel bad for Ravens, but for Lamar fans either, bro. He never gets it done when it matters the most. But with that being said, I got the Texans winning this.
I don't
agree.
Like personally, I think the Texans aren't that good right now. Like in general,
Dude,
and I don't think
here's my reasoning. Right, the defense of the Ravens gives up the most points in the league. And
it's true.
The Texans have one of the best defenses in the league, and you have Cooper Rush as your quarterback.
But okay, I'm gonna make one quick rebuttal and then we'll move on to the next one because we have a couple more picks to go.
Yeah.
But let's keep it real. The Texans, listen, offensively, I wasn't impressed against the Titans because yes, you did shut them out 26-0. But to be absolutely fair with you, it should have been at least 70-0 or something like that, dude. Like.
But they won.
Nah, bro. They won, but like, dude,
I can say that. I can
put 26.
I can say that about the Bears too, bro. We should have destroyed the Raiders. How many times did we have like good field position? Like you could say that about everybody, but
who do the Titans have?
No,
they
have a decent defense, bro. Like they do.
Are you really comparing?
No, I'm just saying
like,
the Raiders.
Are you really comparing?
They are a similar caliber team, bro. The Raiders are 1 win and the Titans.
But you're not really comparing.
No, it's just how many
Callahan.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Pete Carroll.
It doesn't. What I'm saying. It doesn't matter if you win. That's our whole point about the Bears. It doesn't matter It doesn't matter how it looks. You won the game, and 26-0 to shut any team out in the NFL is really good. And the thing is, the Texans have one of the best defenses in the league. They have not allowed a team to score more than 21 points. The Ravens, for them to win games, they have to score more than 21 points, and the Texans do not do that. That's my whole reasoning. That's why I think that there's just no way they win. But I don't know. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong.
Fair enough. Okay, so Tennessee Titans, Arizona Cardinals guy.
Give me the Cardinals, man.
Yeah, Cardinals.
You got Cardinals? How about you?
I got Cardinals.
Yeah. I got Cardinals as well. Buccaneers, Seahawks. That could be a good game, actually. That could be a very fun game.
Tampa.
Tampa Bay. I'm going to take my boy Baker, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks win. Because Darnold's been having a good season. Statistically, having a really good season right now. Mm-hmm. And we expected him to struggle, and that's the thing, because he was not on the Vikings. But on the Seahawks, Mike McDonald is doing a great job as a head coach this year, and I'm thoroughly impressed with his defense and what he's able to do with less, honestly. It was actually kind of impressive. Lions, oh, God. Why are we doing this?
Lions.
Dude, who? Oh, my God.
I mean, to be fair, it was going to be a good game.
Yeah, it was. It would have, but it's like
I got Lions.
Dude, Lions could literally put up 70 points on them. I'm not even going to lie. They could break the record against them. I'm actually being dead ass when I'm saying that. Oh, God, this is going to be awful. This is genuinely going to be awful. But let's quickly move on. Wait, did you say who you're picking, guy? I forgot.
The Lions. I said the Lions.
Oh, you said Lions? Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Washington Commanders, Chargers.
Chargers, man. We need them Chargers. I need them Commanders to keep skidding on down, man.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Chargers.
All right. All right. Now next is New England Patriots and Buffalo Bills.
Buffalo. Jeez.
Buffalo.
Easily.
Let's go with MVP, Josh Allen, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm going with Jacksonville. Give me Jacksonville. I don't care.
Oh, hell nah.
Give me Jacksonville.
Nah.
I know.
That'd be so funny if
Trevor Lawrence is playing arguably one of the.
If they win, we're gonna come back to this.
Trevor Lawrence has been one of the
Yeah.
worst quarterbacks in all of football. Like, the reason why they're winning the games is because they're getting turnovers. One thing that Patrick Mahomes does not do is turn over the football. Give me the Chiefs to win this, man. I think, honestly, it's going to be ugly in Duval, bro. It's going to be ugly.
Duval.
Actually, who do I pick?
No
I
way.
mean, I feel like the Chiefs are gonna win this one, but I'm gonna go with Guy and I'm gonna pick
Come
Jacksonville.
on, man. There we go.
Let's
Show
go.
me some
I'll
love,
take Jacksonville. Let's see.
Man.
Let's
Be
see
a
what happens.
psychopath with me, man. Be a crazy person with me, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Pick up the upset. Pick up the upset just for the fun
Oh
of
my
it.
God.
All right, that's all the pick'ems today.
Yeah.
We made the pick'em. We'll review them next week.
Yes, sir.
As far as record, I went 8-6. Again, not great. I feel like I'm always 50-50 on these picks nowadays, but
Yeah.
that's gonna do it for today's episode. Went a little bit over. We had a lot to talk about and some great discussions as well. So always love that. Thank you, Guy, again for
No problem, man.
making time out of your day to come and speak some ball with us.
Man, we got to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's going to do it for today's episode. Again, appreciate everyone for watching or even listening today. Be sure to like and subscribe to Guy down below. He has great content. He has a podcast actually after this episode airing very soon. So
with some
if you really want to hear,
man, we got some dogs coming. So, man, y'all might want to pull up because there's some heavy hitters coming on this show in a few minutes, man. Talk
Yes,
about
sir.
the box. So it's going to be fun, man. There's going to be a lot of cuss words and blaming folks and why this. So, man, it's gonna be crazy in a few minutes.
Oh, hell yeah, for sure. And his links and everything will be down in the description. And follow him on the CNG podcast. And obviously slashing next or Ankit. He's putting out some content soon. I always remember to subscribe to this channel as well. Follow the links and socials down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, and we got Bear Mysterio showing up in the last second. Let's go. What's up, my guy?
What up, Bear Mysterio? What's up, big dog?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
How loud were those Raider fans when you went to Vegas, bro? I know it was quiet as a mouse and peeing on cotton in church. I know it was quiet up in Vegas, man. How quiet was up there in Vegas?
Yes, sir. All right. Well, that's going to do it for today's episode. Thank you guys again so much for watching. And as always, guys, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.